Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. John Kopko, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools, and your host for the program. Today I'm in the Channel 8 studio with Dr. JoAnn Susko, who is the principal of Hammarskjold Middle School. JoAnn, I'd like to say welcome to you, and as everyone in East Brunswick undoubtedly knows, Hammarskjold Middle School was designated by the United States Office of Education as a National School of Excellence, and today we're here with you to take a tour of the school. And perhaps you could tell us what factors contributed to such an honor and achievement.
I think there were a number of factors, Dr. Kopko, that contributed to our recognition. The first and foremost probably being the orientation program that we do for our students. You know, before the school year even starts, we go out into the elementary schools with our guidance counselors and with our peer leaders, and we actually go out and meet the 5th graders and talk to them a little bit about what the middle school is all about. Most of the program is really done by our students. Before going to the elementary school, we do solicit questions from the 5th graders about what are their fears about coming to the middle school, what do they want to know, so that when our peer leaders go out to the schools with the elementary counselors, they're really prepared to answer questions that the kids have that they might not have ordinarily asked at a regular kind of orientation program. But it really doesn't even stop there. The students are also bused to the school during the month of August before school opens, where we do another orientation program with our incoming 6th graders, where we do some ice-breaking activities with them. We show them how to open lockers. We show them how to read their schedule. We do a little scavenger hunt around the building so they get to know where they're going. And what we have really found is that overall our kids come to us in September feeling like they've been at school before, that they know what Hammarskjold is all about, so they come in really comfortable and eager to begin their middle school experience. I think other factors that contributed to the Blue Ribbon recognition also include things like our Character Counts program that we do with our students to really promote the 6 pillars of character, such as caring and fairness and trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, and citizenship, which are the 6 pillars. And we do activities every week with our students to promote those kinds of traits and their development in their everyday being as individuals. In addition, we do a lot of other outstanding programs, such as conflict resolution, peer mediation with students. We have a lot of hands-on activities going on in our classrooms daily. Cooperative learning is something that's not done occasionally, but done really on an everyday use in our building, as well as providing programs for students with special needs, such as our in-class support program, and basic skills and gifted, talented programs, as well as our program in the Media Center with technology and being able to research anything with the most current information available that technology can produce for us.
I know that we won't be able to see the entire school and all of its programs in a half hour, but I'm sure you've selected some interesting classes that our Channel 8 staff was able to videotape. So let's begin our tour now.
As I mentioned earlier, our orientation program for incoming 6th grade students begins in the elementary school. What you're seeing now is an orientation program being conducted by a number of our peer leaders and one of our guidance counselors, Mrs. Noreen Turley. Much of the program is completed by our peer leaders.
Hi, my name is Carrie Wolford. I'm a 6th grade peer leader at Hammarskjold Middle School. As you know, we are here to help you move from elementary school to Hammarskjold more comfortable for you. Right now, I will talk to you about the summer orientation program, which occurs during the end of August. The summer orientation is a good time to meet new people and become familiar with the school. At the summer orientation, be nice to everybody and give everyone a chance. It will help you be more familiar with your classmates on the first day of school. When you get to your summer orientation, you will report to the cafeteria. There, Dr. Susko, Hammarskjold's principal, will talk to you about some general information. From there, you will go to your homeroom where you will go over a few things with your guidance counselor, and then you will be able to do a few activities that will help you meet new people. You do not meet your teachers at summer orientation, but you do meet your guidance counselors and all your classmates.
One of my own positive experiences in Hammarskjold is meeting my new friend Stephen. How I met him was inside the woodworking club. and I was making some of my parts, and he came over and asked for help, and we introduced ourselves, and now we're best friends.
Our guidance counselors play a very important role in our building. Our guidance counselors frequently go into classrooms and do various lessons. One of the programs that the counselors are responsible for is our conflict resolution and peer mediation program. You will see one of our guidance counselors, Mrs. Lenore Kingsmore, conducting a conflict resolution session with one of her classes.
Now I want you to think about how you expressed your anger the last time that you had a fight. Can I have some volunteers? How did you express your anger the last time you had a fight? Nobody fights over here? Michael?
Well, last time I got in an argument with my mom.
You got an argument?
And I was making all these weird faces and yelling and doing my normal thing when I get in fights with my mom.
Okay, so normal thing, get fights, you yell. What do you do when you yell?
She says something back. I try to match what she says.
Okay, so a lot of blaming and put downs, I guess, okay. Ryan?
Like, get out of my face or you're gonna regret it.
Oh, okay, so we use a little threats too. Stace?
Like different kinds of, like, they say stuff that you don't want them to say, like making fun of people.
Okay, so making fun of, so name calling.
I told someone.
You told someone. Well, that's good, because I'm nice that we ended with you. That's a good way. Did you tell them your feelings, Jill?
Yeah.
Okay. What is that an example of, Jill? What did you do? Do you know what we call that? Well, we're going to learn what we call that. We call that iMessages. And when we try to resolve conflicts, right, and you've all had conflict resolution, and this is kind of just to add on to what you guys have learned in the fall, is how to do iMessages. Because iMessages, Michael, will help you talk to mom and let her know your feelings, but not put her down, or not blame, or not threaten. Okay? Because when we do that, when people do that to you, how do you feel? How do you feel when people put you down, Warren?
I feel like I did something bad, and I feel like nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so you feel terrible. Okay. Anybody else? Andrew, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel like there's no use about like fighting about it.
Because it's only going to go back and forth. Okay, good. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to give appropriate messages. Messages that will help you to resolve conflicts a lot better. Can somebody read for me what it says there at the top, where it says iMessages allow? Can you read that for me, Kiara?
Okay. iMessages allow you to tell people you want them to change their behavior without blaming them or putting them down. iMessages create a positive atmosphere for communication and problem solving.
Okay, good. There are 3 parts to an iMessage. What's the first part? Jack.
I feel, state the feeling.
Okay, I feel, state the feeling. What did I give you? Which I wanted to give you the other day, so I'm glad I remembered today. What did I give you in the green? What is that? What's that in front of you? Andrew, what is that?
Faces.
Faces. What are they telling you underneath the faces? Do you know what that is?
All the expressions.
Right, expressions. These are feeling words. This is something you can keep with you. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to find a word to express how we feel. You can look at those faces and get an idea of your feelings. To put a word to your feelings, okay? All right, so we can use that. So you state the feeling. What's part 2, Ellen?
Part 2.
Of the I statement. Look on your sheet.
When you.
When you. And what does it say when you? What do you do there when you? When you what?
You state the other person's behavior.
Right. You tell them what they did. Okay? What did they do that got you so angry, upset, or happy, or excited? Okay. Or annoyed. And then what's the third part?
Character Counts is a program that we are especially proud of at Hammarskjold Middle School. Each Monday, our students participate in an activity that focuses in on different character traits. Our program is based upon the same 6 pillars as the Character Counts Coalition, those pillars being respect, responsibility, caring, fairness, citizenship, and trustworthiness. The lesson that you will be seeing today is being taught by Mrs. JoAnn, who is one of our 7th grade homeroom teachers. She will be talking about integrity and honesty.
So you're given the opportunity to grade your own test in class, okay? Now, if you find a mistake, what do you do? Daniela.
Well, if you're honest and you want to know your real grade, you wouldn't like change it or anything.
Okay.
If you're not honest, then you just change it and get a 100.
Okay, so the person that doesn't change the grade, does that person have integrity? The person that grades it accurately? Okay. Seema.
I wouldn't change it because like your teacher has like they trust you to grade your paper correctly, and then if you weren't, then they'd be losing your trust.
Okay. All right. Indira.
I would change it because like no matter if you were to do something bad, it come back at you like 3 times harder. So it's better just to do yourself the fair way instead of cheating because it's not
Okay.
fair.
Okay. Good. Next one.
Your teacher has praised you for homework well done, but your older sister helped you with most of it.
What do you do in this situation? When you're being given credit for something that the teacher thinks that you've done, when in reality, somebody else has done a lot of the work for you. Jessica.
Well, if your sister just helped you with it, you shouldn't have any guilt, but if she didn't help you, I guess you should.
Okay, so what do you do in that situation? Do you just let it go? Do you say something to the teacher? What do you think?
Maybe you should do it over.
Do it over. Okay. Eddie?
Well, like, if it was, like, if they just did the whole thing, then I'd tell the teacher that I had somebody else, like, help me on it. I wouldn't say that they did the whole thing, but I said that they helped me with a lot of it, and that it wasn't really, like, my work that I did. It was only, like, really, like, a little portion of it.
Okay, so you would say that it wasn't really your complete effort. Well, is that okay, do you think, to get help with work that you do in class on an assignment? Is that an acceptable thing to do, Seema?
It's okay to get help, but it's not okay for someone to do it for you.
Okay, all right. Daniela?
So as long as you try first, because if you don't try at all, then you didn't really do anything.
And what if you say that your work is your work when really it's somebody else's? What is that like doing? What is that very similar to? If you turn in an assignment and you say that it's your work when in reality somebody else has done it for you, Greg?
Cheating.
It's cheating. Yeah, it is cheating. What else, Daniela?
Perjury.
Well, yeah, it's like not.
We have an exceptional science program in our middle school, particularly in grade 6. Our grade 6 students focus a great deal on environmental science, and most of their program is really geared toward on-site observation and evaluation of those observations. This particular classroom is a hands-on science activity that deals with displacement of water being taught by one of our 6th grade science teachers, Miss Amy Kerr.
We have our tube, our plastic tube filled up with water, and you're going to put your rubber pad on it, remember? We're going to put it into a half-filled or three-quarter filled cup. And what you want to do today, where's our syringe? Thank you. What you want to figure out by using our syringe with the aquarium tubing, how do you get the water out of the plastic tube? You need to keep the water in the plastic cup though. Okay, and you have to figure out what to do. Okay, once you've done that, you need to show me. Show me that you did that, and then we do the next step. Who can tell me what the next step is? Denny.
Once you get the water out of the tube, we have to put it back in.
Right, and you need to explain how you get the water out of the tube and how you put the water back in. And then we'll have demonstrations by one of you who mastered it real quickly to show everyone else that is struggling. Who's gonna explain what you did?
We put the syringe into the tube and then we pull back.
You pulled back. Did you take the air out or did you take air in?
First you pushed it in. We pushed it in, the air went in, and then we pulled it in and the water came out. And then we have to.
So you pushed the air in to take the water out. Yeah. Because air and water both take up space, right? They both have shape. Now how are you going to do the opposite one?
We have to put water in here and then push the water.
Do you put water in there?
Yeah.
You do?
So we have the water push out the air.
Okay, well I want you to try that one.
This is how
Put the water back in.
This group I allowed to use a very big cup because it is such a problem.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Such a problem.
Leave that stuff so we're just throwing it back.
Your skirt. It might take a few tries. What's with this?
Okay. We got it.
You're supposed to push down on it, Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I got it. I just put it down there.
Right, what you're doing is you're replacing that water that's in the tube with air. There's no more room for that air that you're trying to push into it or for the water. So if you're really vacuuming in that air, that water has to go somewhere, so it will fall out of that tube. So what you have to do is you're displacing the water with air. You're pushing air in order for that water to come out. Okay, so now what I want you to do is try the reverse. You want to start off, you want to put an empty tube in. Now you want to try and fill that up with water. Okay, think about it, how you're going to do that. How are you going to replace that air with water? Okay, is it going to be just as simple as putting the syringe filled with water and putting it in? There's something that you have to do. There's a catch. So I want you all to try that.
Hammarskjold Middle School has a variety of programs to meet the needs of our special needs students. One of those programs is our in-class support program. The unique feature of this program is that the students in the classroom really do not know one student from another in terms of who is in need of any special attention from the special education teacher. In this classroom, you will see the special education teacher interacting with all students in the class, just as you see the mainstream teacher doing the same thing. Both teachers plan cooperatively and work cooperatively for the benefit of all students in the class. In this integrated language arts class, the teachers are Mrs. Jane Doherty and Miss Carol Smith.
If you look at this chart, you'll see that you have the floor plan for the story, the night that the bed fell. You have to determine where Mother and Herman were sleeping, where James and Briggs were sleeping, and where Roy and Rex were sleeping. Now, Rex is kind of a giveaway, right? We know where he's outside the door. Then you're going to list all your characters and the crotchets or behaviors that those characters have from the story. We know that the ants, in particular, had crotchets, right? So you want to make sure that you list those. And that's at the very beginning of the story. When you go to for the information for the floor plan, you'll see that the information there is about the second or third page of the story, okay? And then once you get this finished, work in your groups, we'll give you about 15 minutes. Once you get this finished, we'll come on back and we'll talk about it and make sure that everybody agrees with that particular information. Okay, Ms. Smith, did you want to?
Yes, remember that you have a list of the characters that you wrote down while we were reading the story. Use that list to help you fill out this paper.
Okay, and if you have a problem, we're coming around, so we'll help you get started. Okay?
Don't forget Briggs and James came out and Rex attacked Briggs.
Now this is a hallway, so we want to find out who is across the hallway from Mother.
Right here, but it says my brother Roy was across the hallway from ours.
From ours.
So that's right there.
Okay. All right.
We know they're sleeping together.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what? He's the only safe one. Where are you going to go? After the bed fell.
Mother screaming.
Good, excellent. You got it. Okay. Okay. Now, on the other side, you started your sequence of events. Okay. Now, many of you started with grandfather sleeping in the attic, and that's fine. But there was really one thing that triggered the entire event that night. Right, John?
James fell off the cot.
Right, James falling out of his cot, off his cot, onto the floor. And that crash triggered the next event that took place. Wendy?
His mother woke up screaming that the bed fell on his father. And then Herman woke up trying to calm Mother down.
Excellent. Yeah, okay. Now, who hears that noise? Who's the next one that is startled by this? Bobby?
Briggs.
And what does he do?
That there's the commotions about him because he's dying, so he pours the camphor on himself, and then he starts gasping for air because of the smell.
Okay. He also did one other thing, and it's not essential that you have that, but what was
Our last stop on our tour is the Hammarskjold Media Center. In the Media Center, you'll find the latest technology on how to find information. In this particular segment, a 7th grade integrated language arts class is doing research on biographies and using the latest technology available. Mrs. Cindy Collins is the media specialist who will be assisting the students find their research.
We're going to be doing research on, we're using InfoTrack, which is a database that's going to give you periodical information. Now, to find InfoTrack on our computers, it's on the network, so you can both do a search at the same time using the same CD. It's located in our tower. What you're going to do is you're going to highlight Microsoft Windows and press Enter. And then we're going to make sure we're going into the network CD folder, which you know that's where all of our CDs are located. Okay, you're both fine. Now you have to make sure that you highlight InfoTrack and either double click on it or highlight it and press the Enter key. Okay, InfoTrack is highlighted, so you can double click on it. There you go. Now this screen that we're coming to tells us that InfoTrack gives us information from periodicals from 1985 all the way up to last month, January of '97. So it's pretty current, right? What you need to do now is press Enter. And it tells you to press a key to begin using InfoTrack. So that's what we're going to do. This is where you're going to enter the name of the person you're searching for. Now hold on just a minute, okay? When you're doing when you're looking for information on a person, how do you usually enter the name?
Last name.
Last name, comma, space, and then the first name. But you're doing Malcolm X. So how do you think you're going to look for him?
X, comma.
You want to try it that way?
Yeah.
And you can enter, right, Will Chamberlain. It's important when you're using a computer to spell things exactly correct, or the computer doesn't know what you're looking for. Okay, we have Will Chamberlain here. And what did this screen tell you to do? See Malcolm X. So if you press Enter now, it'll skip you right over to Malcolm X. Okay. You have lots of choices here. The very first one was highlighted, and that was anecdotes, cartoons, and satire. So there are 6 articles on that subheading for Malcolm X. Since you're doing biographical research, press Escape. See if there might be another one here that might fit what you're looking for a little bit better. What we want to do is we want the whole article, right? So highlight print entire 200 lines, press Enter, and it'll come out of the printer. Okay?
Early childhood. You might put A. So his birthday, D.
This is the microfiche number that we found on InfoTrack, 63L0461, and it falls within those numbers. So we're going to see if we can find this article on the microfiche, since it's not available in text. Okay, why don't you push your chair in a little bit more so you're more comfortable. So it's 0461. Here we have 0436. And we're going to go down and try and find it. Okay. Now we're going to go across. So why don't you put your hand on the handle and go across 0461 we're looking for. Okay, good. Now bring it down a little bit more so that you can see it. And this is a very brief article, but the title is Chamberlain Hospitalized After Heart Complaints. Do you see that article there?
Yeah.
Good, very good. Why don't you read that and see if you can use it in your report. You can skim it.
I can use it.
It looks good? Okay, you're lucky because you have a small page. It needs to fit in this box. If you had a larger sheet, you'd have to turn it to get it to fit inside, but that's perfect. So what you can do now is just press the green button, and it's going to print that page for you. Okay. How's that? Yeah. Okay, here you go. You're welcome.
JoAnn, thanks so much for this detailed tour of Hammarskjold Middle School and National School of Excellence. And I'd like to take this opportunity to really commend you on the leadership that you've provided to Hammarskjold. And also congratulations to the entire staff, the students and the parents who have supported your efforts and certainly contributed to such a wonderful honor. To our audience, I'd like to thank you for watching and hope you'll be back with us again next month when we'll be talking with 3 of our students, a 7th grader, a 9th grader, and also a senior at East Brunswick High School, asking them their opinions of the school system and how they're progressing. So once again, thank you for watching, and we hope you'll be with us again next month.